From Kherson to Crimea, Ukraine's unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, are dominating the skies. In a single night, Russian air defense systems, specifically the radar of the vaunted S-400 Triumph system, valued at billions of dollars, were reduced to rubble. Once hailed as invincible, Russia's advanced air defense network was left as smoldering wreckage by Ukraine's homemade UAVs. On August 28, at a military base in occupied Crimea, Ukraine delivered a devastating blow to Russian forces. What is the story behind this stunning success?
Since Russia launched its military campaign in 2022, Ukraine has transformed UAVs into a cornerstone of its arsenal. According to Ukraine's Ministry of Defense, the country produces approximately 3,000 UAVs daily, with a total exceeding 1.5 million units by 2025. This figure dwarfs the artillery ammunition supplied by the European Union, underscoring the critical role of UAV technology in Ukraine's military strategy. These UAVs serve not only as attack platforms, but also as tools for reconnaissance, resupply, and even decoys to disrupt enemy air defenses. This versatility has allowed Ukraine to maximize its limited resources, inflicting significant losses on Russian forces. Through these silent warriors, Ukraine has presented Russia with unprecedented challenges on the battlefield. On August 28, Ukraine's Defense Intelligence Agency, HER, released black and white footage showing a UAV squadron precisely striking the 91N6E radar, a vital component of the S-400 Triumph system in Crimea. Valued at an estimated $1.2 billion, the S-400 is Russia's pride, capable of detecting and destroying airborne targets like cruise missiles, aircraft, and UAVs within a 250-mile radius.
The S-400 is equipped with the 40N6 missile, boasting a 250-mile range, Mach 12 speed, and the ability to intercept targets at altitudes up to 98,000 feet. Its 91N6E radar can track 36 targets simultaneously at distances up to 370 miles. Yet, in this attack, it was rendered helpless against Ukraine's low-cost UAVs. How did Ukraine overcome one of the world's most advanced air defense systems? To answer, we must examine the meticulous planning, execution, and details of this historic strike.
The attack on the S-400 in Crimea was no spontaneous act. It was the result of months of careful planning, intelligence gathering, and tactical testing. At secret bases in southern Ukraine, hundreds of miles from Crimea, HUR engineers and military experts worked tirelessly to prepare for the operation.
The target was identified early: the 91N6E radar, the eyes of the S-400. Located at a military base in southern Crimea near Kirovskoye Air Base. This radar can detect small targets, like a tennis ball, at 370 miles, but struggles to identify objects flying below 330 feet. Exploiting this vulnerability, Ukraine devised a strategy using low-flying UAVs combined with diversionary tactics to paralyze Russia's air defense response. For the assault, Ukraine deployed two primary UAV types, the USZ-26 Bobber and the AQ-400 Scythe. The USZ-26 Bobber, produced by private Ukrainian firm Ukazet, is a kamikaze UAV measuring 8.2 feet long with a 10.5-foot wingspan. Its unique aerodynamic design features two wing pairs: small front wings for maneuverability and larger rear wings for stability.
Powered by a propeller engine, the bobber reaches speeds of 125 miles per hour, with a 500-mile range and a 44-pound explosive payload within its 330-pound capacity. Its inertial navigation system, paired with GPS, ensures precise targeting. Priced at about $100,000, the bobber is far cheaper than traditional missile systems and includes an electronic countermeasures module to maintain control in intense electronic warfare environments.
The AQ-400 Scythe, a more affordable option at $30,000 per unit, features a 10.5-foot wingspan and a plywood airframe built in civilian furniture factories. Weighing 220 pounds, it carries a 95-pound payload, including explosives. Its propeller engine achieves a top speed of 125 miles per hour, a 465-mile range, and up to 7 hours of flight time. Designed to fly as low as 100 feet to evade radar and electronic jamming, the Scythe includes thermal sensors to adjust its path when detecting threats. Both UAVs are optimized for complex electronic warfare, critical when facing Russian systems like the S-400 and Pantsir S-1. Ukraine also conducted detailed intelligence collection on the 91N6 radar's location and operations. Western-supplied satellites, combined with Turkey's Bayraktar TB2 reconnaissance UAVs, monitored Russian movements in Crimea. The TB2, measuring 21.3 feet long with a 39.4-foot wingspan, can fly for 27 hours at 23,000 feet, equipped with advanced optical sensors for long-range observation without detection. HER also leveraged human intelligence from local resistance networks in Crimea to verify satellite and UAV data, ensuring pinpoint accuracy on the radar's position and supporting air defense systems like the Pantsir S-1. The attack plan hinged on a deceive and destroy tactic. A squadron of 12 UAVs, 6 UZ-26 bobbers, and 6 AQ-400 Scythes was deployed. Half served as decoys, flying at medium altitudes to draw Russian attention, while the others flew below 100 feet to approach the target. Ukraine's engineers programmed complex flight paths, using Crimea's hilly terrain and sparsely populated areas to mask radar signatures. Mobile control stations hidden in southern Ukraine monitored and adjusted the UAV's routes in real time via encrypted communications, using constantly shifting frequencies to evade Russian detection and jamming. At 1 a.m. on August 28th, under the cover of darkness in rural southern Ukraine, the 12 UAV squadron launched from mobile platforms. 6 UZ-26 bobbers led at 260 feet, while 6 AQ-400 Scythes skimmed just 100 feet above the ground. The carefully programmed routes guided the squadron through valleys and hilly regions in northern Crimea, where Russian radar signals were weakest. Maintaining speeds of 110 to 125 miles per hour, the UAVs reached their target within 2 hours, conserving fuel. Each UAV was coated with radar-absorbing material to reduce its signature. To counter Russian electronic jamming, each UAV was equipped with an anti-jamming module, ensuring connectivity with control stations under electromagnetic attack. Some Scythes were programmed to emit false signals, mimicking larger targets like fighter jets, to confuse Russian radar. Others carried decoy heat signatures to disrupt the infrared sensors of the Pantsir S-1, making it hard to distinguish real threats. This tactic scattered Russian defenses, creating an opening for the main UAV group to approach the 91N6E radar. Upon entering Crimean airspace, the squadron split into 2 groups. The first, comprising 4 bobbers and 2 scythes, climbed to 490 feet, moving in an arc formation to deliberately expose themselves and attract Russian radar. The second group, with 2 bobbers and 4 scythes, stayed at low altitude, using terrain to avoid detection. Panzer S-1 radar units near Kirovskoye detected the decoy group 6 miles from the target, prompting a barrage of 30mm cannon fire and 57 E-6E missiles. The Panzer S-1, with its 1RS-21E radar and capacity to fire 24 missiles per minute, posed a significant threat, but its limited target tracking capability was overwhelmed. 2 scythes in the decoy group were shot down, but they succeeded in diverting Russian attention. As the decoy group absorbed fire, the main attack group silently approached the 91N6E radar from the southwest. At under 330 feet, the UAVs were nearly invisible to the radar's massive 360-degree scanning array. The Panzer S-1, designed for low-altitude threats, was distracted by the decoys and failed to respond. Ukraine employed a swarm attack tactic, with UAVs striking from multiple directions simultaneously, overwhelming Russian defenses. At 3 a.m., 1.2 miles from the target, the main group accelerated. 4 AQ-400 Scythes charged the 91N6E radar at 125 miles per hour, each carrying 44 pounds of high fragmentation explosives capable of devastating sensitive electronics. Simultaneously, 2 UZ-26 bobbers targeted nearby S-400 missile launchers, each with 44 pounds of anti-tank explosives, designed to maximize damage to metal structures and electronics. The warheads produced thousands of fragments to shred critical components. The strike was lightning fast. The 4 scythes slammed into the 91N6E radar, triggering massive explosions that obliterated the S-400's core. Flames engulfed equipment worth hundreds of millions. The 2 bobbers hit the missile launchers, crippling the S-400's counterattack capability. A nearby Panzer S-1 was struck by a remaining scythe, exploding seconds later. Within 30 seconds, the entire air defense complex was neutralized. Thick smoke from the blasts obscured Russian visibility, hampering immediate counteraction. Russian forces at Kirovskoye Air Base descended into chaos. Infrared sensors finally detected the UAVs, but it was too late. 2 Su-30 fighters scrambled from Belbek Air Base, 31 miles away, arrived after the UAVs had completed their mission and withdrawn. Some UAVs were programmed to self-destruct, while others returned to Ukraine with high-resolution imagery for damage assessment. HUR analyzed the data to evaluate the strike and plan future operations. The attack inflicted severe damage on Russian forces in Crimea. The 91N6E radar, the heart of the S-400, was completely destroyed, rendering the system inoperable. A missile launcher and a Panzer S-1 unit were also destroyed, weakening Russia's air defenses in southern Crimea. Total damages reached hundreds of millions of dollars, while Ukraine's UAVs cost roughly $1 million. Beyond material losses, the strike dented Russian morale, exposing vulnerabilities in their advanced air defenses. This victory was not just a tactical triumph, but a powerful symbol. It demonstrated Ukraine's ability to counter advanced Russian systems with limited resources, leveraging clever tactics and affordable technology.
The Uz-26 Bomber and AQ-400 Scythe have become icons of Ukraine's ingenuity and resilience against a stronger foe. The operation highlighted Russia's reliance on costly, vulnerable air defense systems. The strike sent a clear message to Russia. Crimea, though occupied, remains a strategic target for Ukraine. HUR vowed to continue targeting Russian military facilities in the region, bolstered by growing Western support. Ukraine may yet deliver more surprises. Western allies, particularly the US and UK, have pledged additional technology and funding to help Ukraine develop advanced UAVs with ranges exceeding 620 miles. Meanwhile, Russia faces a dilemma: how to protect its expensive air defenses from Ukraine's cost-effective, high-impact attacks. The August 28th strike on the S-400 in Crimea underscores a shift in modern warfare. Small, inexpensive UAVs proved capable of altering the battlefield's balance. From meticulous preparation to swift execution, Ukraine showcased superior strategy and technology. As Russia grapples with heavy losses, Ukraine solidifies its reputation as a formidable force, turning low-cost UAVs into a nightmare for its adversary. This victory marks a turning point in the Crimea conflict and sets the stage for future operations as Ukraine continues to innovate against Russian forces.